The most powerful move you can ever make is to simply do nothing. Let that idea settle in, my friends, because right now you might believe that action is the solution. You might think that blocking them will send a clear signal, that if you cut them off, they'll finally wake up, that explaining yourself will make them understand, or that pleading one last time will make them recognize your worth. But here's the truth. True power isn't found in the noise or in constant motion. It lives in silence. Victory doesn't come from proving a point. It doesn't come from reacting. True mastery comes from performing the one action they never expect, doing nothing at all. Before we dive deeper, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the Stoicism Pathways channel, and stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal will turn the whole dynamic upside down in a way they won't see coming. Picture this: you enter a magic show. The magician dazzles you, pulling rabbits out of hats, making objects vanish, reading minds. It's all mesmerizing. Then, in the middle of a trick, he just stops. No explanation, no conclusion. He simply leaves the stage. The audience is left bewildered. Their minds race. What happened? Where did he go? How does it end? And suddenly that uncertainty dominates their thoughts. That's exactly how you break someone without a single word. See, people expect closure. They expect a reaction. They expect the usual routine: anger, sadness, long messages, desperate attempts to hold on. That's the game they know. But when you don't play, when you simply vanish and leave them standing there staring at nothing, that's when their mind starts spinning. That's when the regret creeps in. Because blocking them, that's expected. It tells them, oh, they're just mad. Begging, that's expected too. It reassures them that they still matter to you. But what's not expected is you disappearing like a ghost in the night. No words, no warning, no explanation. Think about it. If a store you've always shopped at suddenly shuts down with no sign, no message, no closing soon sale, nothing, it messes with you. You find yourself walking by, checking, wondering why. What happened? But a store that has a big "we're closing in 7 days" sign, that one's easy to move on from. That's how human psychology works. People don't chase what's blocked. They chase what they can't figure out. They don't miss what's begging for their attention. They miss what slipped right through their hands before they even realized it was gone. And the truth is, most people don't care when they hurt you. They only care when they start hurting. That's why you don't waste another second trying to make them see your worth. They had their chance. They didn't see it. And now you make sure they feel it. So from this moment forward, no more chasing, no more explaining, no more proving. You let your absence be the lesson they never forget. You let time do what words never could. And when they finally realize what they lost, you'll be too far ahead to even notice. Now say it with me: I owe no one my energy. Write it in the comments. Own it, live it. And if you're ready to take your power back, hit that like button, subscribe Stoicism Pathways channel, and stay with me, because what's coming next is going to make sure they never see you the same way again. Number 1, the silent shift that breaks them. You don't break them by fighting for their attention. You break them by making them wonder if they ever mattered to you at all. Let that settle in for a moment, my friends, because right now you think blocking them will make a statement, that cutting them off will teach them a lesson, that reacting, whether through anger, sadness, or indifference, will shake them to their core. But here's the truth they don't want you to know. People don't panic when they're blocked. They panic when you become a mystery, when they can no longer read you, when the comfort of knowing where they stand with you is ripped away without warning. Imagine a puppet master pulling the strings, controlling every move, making the puppet dance at will. Now imagine that, in an instant, the strings are cut. The puppet falls limp. The master reaches, pulls, tries to make it move again, but it won't. That's the moment the panic sets in. Because now they realize they never had control. They only had the illusion of it. That's what happens when you go silent, when you stop reacting, when you remove yourself from their reach without a fight, without a scene, without a warning. They expect the drama. They expect the long messages, the desperate attempts to explain, the tears, the closure seeking. But when you give them nothing, when you just vanish, that's when they start spinning. That's when they start checking their phone at night, scrolling through old conversations, staring at a screen that no longer lights up with your name. And here's the part they'll never admit. They don't miss you at first. No one ever does. At first, they enjoy their so-called freedom. They tell themselves they made the right decision. They might even act like they don't care. But silence works like slow poison. It doesn't hit them immediately, but with time it sinks in. It haunts them. Because while they were expecting an explosion, what they got was an emptiness they never saw coming. This is where your fear kicks in. Right now you're thinking, but if I don't block them, won't they think I still care? Won't they believe they have the upper hand? Won't they just move on without a second thought? That's the lie you've been fed. That's the trick your mind plays on you to keep you stuck. Because you think closure is something you give them. You think making them understand will set you free. But let me ask you, did they give you closure? Did they sit down and make sure you understood their actions? Did they take the time to consider your feelings before they left? No. They walked away assuming you'd always be there, assuming they could come back when they wanted, assuming you'd be waiting. But now you're flipping the script. Imagine walking into a store where everything is free, no price tags, no effort. Take what you want, leave when you feel like it. For a while it's fun, it's convenient. But then one day the store is gone, no signs, no warning, just gone. And suddenly you realize just how valuable it was. That's what happens when you go silent, when you stop making yourself available, when you stop reacting. But let's be real, this won't be easy. Silence is uncomfortable. It makes you feel like you're the one losing, like you're the one being punished. You'll want to check in, to see if they noticed, to send just one more message. But every time you do, you're giving them back the power you just took away. Every time you break your own silence, you're proving to them that they still matter, that they still have a hold over you. And that stops today, because the moment they feel your absence, the moment they reach out and find nothing, that's when the regret starts. Not when you cry, not when you post sad quotes, not when you tell them how much they hurt you. They regret losing you when they realize they have no idea what's going on in your mind. They think they know you. They think they've got you figured out. They think they can predict exactly how you'll react. But what happens when you don't? What happens when you break the pattern? What happens when you stop giving them the comfort of knowing where they stand with you? It messes with them, because people don't fear losing you. They fear losing control over you. They fear the unknown. They fear uncertainty. And when they don't know what you're thinking, when they don't know if you care, when they don't know if you ever even loved them in the first place, that's when it eats away at them. But here's the part you need to understand. The longer you stay silent, the more powerful you become. The longer you refuse to react, the more they start to doubt themselves. The longer you let them sit in their own questions, their own regret, their own thoughts, the more they feel the weight of their own actions. Because at first, they'll tell themselves they don't care. They'll act unbothered, they'll distract themselves, but then the silence starts working against them. They start wondering, why aren't you reaching out? Are you over them? Did you replace them? And when they go searching for answers and find nothing, that's when the regret becomes real. That's when it starts hurting. And by the time they finally realize what they lost, you won't even care. So now, my friends, it's time to make a choice. You can keep explaining yourself. You can keep trying to make them understand. You can keep giving them the comfort of knowing you're still there. Or you can let your absence speak louder than any words ever could. Say it with me. My silence is my power. Write it in the comments. Show them, show yourself, show the world that you are done explaining, done reacting, done giving away your energy to those who never deserved it. And trust me, what's coming next is going to make sure they never see you the same way again. Stay with me. This is just the beginning. Number 2, stop begging. Make them feel your absence instead. If words could change them, they would have changed already. Let that sink in, my friends. Because right now, you think words hold power. You think if you just explain yourself one more time, if you just find the perfect way to say it, if you just pour your heart out, they'll finally understand. They'll finally wake up. They'll finally see your worth. But let me ask you, did they listen before? Did they respect your words when they had you? Did they change when you told them how much they hurt you? No. People don't regret losing you when you cry. They regret losing you when they can't reach you, when they realize your presence was never a guarantee, when they go looking for you and find nothing. That's when reality hits. That's when the weight of their choices starts pressing down. Imagine a radio station that's always playing in the background. You don't really notice it. You don't appreciate it. You assume it'll always be there. But one day you turn the dial and silence, static, nothing. And suddenly you feel the emptiness. Where did it go? Why isn't it there anymore? That's exactly what happens when you remove yourself from someone's life. They never truly value you until your presence turns into silence. But right now, you're still making it easy. You're still keeping the door open. You're still leaving a trail of breadcrumbs, hoping they'll follow. You still answer their late-night texts, their half-hearted check-ins, their lazy attempts to keep you on standby, and you wonder why they don't respect you. Listen, my friends, people don't miss what they think they can always have. They don't regret what they believe is still within reach. And as long as you keep making yourself available, they won't feel your absence. Here's where the fear kicks in. You're scared that if you don't respond, they'll forget about you, that if you don't check in, they'll move on, that if you don't make yourself seen, they'll assume you never cared. But let me tell you something. If someone can forget about you just because you stopped chasing them, they were never yours to begin with. And that's the truth you need to wake up to. The right people, the ones who truly value you, they don't need reminders. They don't need to see you watching their stories, liking their posts, waiting for them to notice you. The ones who really care don't need proof that you still exist. And the ones who do, the ones who only come running when they feel you slipping away, they don't miss you. They miss the validation you gave them. They miss the comfort of knowing you were always an option. That's why it's time to make them feel what they never appreciated, because nothing hits harder than realizing they no longer have access to you. They can no longer call and expect an answer. They can no longer send a hey and assume you'll come running. Their half effort is no longer enough to keep you in their orbit. So today you stop. No more checking their page, no more waiting for their next move, no more answering their weak attempts to keep you around. Because every time you respond, every time you engage, every time you let them know you still care, you're giving them relief. You're making it easy for them to move on without ever feeling the loss. Trust me, people only regret losing you when you make sure they lose you. Think about it. Imagine someone walking into a store, picking up an item, carrying it around but never actually buying it. They assume they can put it back and come back for it later. But the moment they return, it's gone, sold, no longer available, and suddenly they want it more than anything. That's exactly how the human mind works. We don't crave what's always there. We crave what we can't have anymore, so let them feel it. Let them sit in the silence. Let them stare at their phone, wondering why you haven't reached out. Let them feel the emptiness of a world where you no longer exist for them. Because when someone realizes they lost something they thought they'd always have, that's when regret becomes real. By the time they finally understand what they lost, you'll already be too far ahead to care. Now say it with me. I refuse to be an option. Write it in the comments. Show them, show yourself, show the world that you are done proving your worth to someone who never had to earn it in the first place. And trust me, what's coming next is going to make sure they never see you the same way again. Don't block, make them watch. You don't need to erase them. You just need to become someone they can never reach again. Let that sink in, my friends. Right now, you think blocking them is the answer. That cutting them off completely will teach them a lesson. That if you remove them from your world, they'll finally understand what they lost. But let me tell you something. Blocking them doesn't break them. It gives them closure. It lets them tell themselves, oh, well, they're just mad. They'll get over it. And that's exactly what makes it easy for them to move on. Real power isn't in slamming the door shut. Real power is in leaving it open, just enough for them to see what they lost, but never enough for them to step back inside. Imagine this. You walk past a house every day. It's old, familiar, comfortable. You've been inside before, so you never really think about it. But one day the house changes. The windows are tinted. The door is locked. The lights are on, but you're not invited in. You see glimpses, laughter inside, warmth, something new. But no matter how many times you walk by, you can't go in anymore. That's what happens when you don't block them, when you simply vanish from their life, but still exist in the world, growing, glowing, thriving. That's when the regret starts creeping in. Because now they don't know what's happening in your world anymore. They don't know who you're with, how you feel, if you're thinking about them. They're left in the dark, watching from the outside, wondering if they ever even mattered to you at all. That unanswered question, that unknown, it'll keep them up at night. People expect to be blocked. They expect the anger, the outburst, the emotional reaction. They expect you to make it obvious that you're hurt. But when you don't, when you just disappear, not as a ghost, but as someone who no longer acknowledges their existence, that's what shakes them to their core. When someone blocks you, you know where you stand. You know they're mad. You know they still feel something. But when someone simply stops engaging, stops reacting, stops showing any sign that you even exist to them, that's when the panic sets in. Right now, you might be thinking, but if I don't block them, won't they think I still care? Won't they believe they can come back? That's the fear talking. That's the lie your mind is feeding you to keep you stuck. Blocking someone doesn't mean you've moved on. It just means you're still thinking about them. It means you still care enough to react. But you're smarter than that. You don't block them. You become unavailable. You stop giving them access, not by making a dramatic exit, but by making them realize that even though you're still in this world, they no longer have the privilege of being part of yours. Trust me, that's what breaks them. Because now they're watching, they're checking, they're scrolling through your page, searching for clues, looking for signs that you still care. And every time they see you thriving, smiling, living without them, it eats away at them. They thought they had time. They thought they could come back whenever they wanted, but now they're realizing that every day you're moving forward is another day they're falling further behind. Here's where most people mess up. They think making someone regret losing them means posting flashy pictures, throwing hints, making sure their ex sees how great they're doing. But real power is moving in silence. It's not about making them jealous, it's about making them realize they have no clue what's going on in your life anymore. Nothing haunts a person more than not knowing. And here's the truth. You don't have to prove a damn thing. You don't have to force your glow up. You just have to keep moving, keep living, keep growing. The further you go, the smaller they become. While they're sitting there refreshing your profile, wondering if you miss them, you've already forgotten they exist. By the time they finally gather the courage to reach out, by the time they realize they let something priceless slip through their fingers, you'll be so far ahead, you won't even hear them knocking. So now, my friends, it's time to make a choice. You can keep blocking, keep reacting, keep showing them they still have an effect on you. Or you can let them watch, let them wonder, let them regret. Say it with me. I don't chase, I don't block. I become unreachable. Write it in the comments. Show them, show yourself. Show the world that you are done making it easy for people to move on from you. And trust me, what's coming next is going to make sure they never see you the same way again. Reverse the power dynamic. They only chase when they feel they've lost control. Let that hit you, my friends. Right now, they think they've got you figured out. They think they can predict your every move. They believe, without a shadow of a doubt, that you'll always be there, waiting, hoping, reacting. And that's why they don't value you. People don't respect what's always available. They don't chase what's easy. They only start feeling the loss when they realize they no longer have control over you. Imagine this. You walk into a casino and there's a slot machine that pays out every single time you pull the lever. No risk, no excitement, just guaranteed rewards over and over again. At first it's fun, but then you stop caring. You stop appreciating the wins. You start taking them for granted because there's no challenge, no mystery, no fear of losing. But the moment that machine stops working, the moment you pull the lever and get nothing, that's when frustration kicks in. That's when you start trying harder to get it back. That's exactly how people work. They don't chase you when you're always there, always responding, always reacting. They chase when they feel like you're slipping away, when they reach for you and you're not there anymore, when they suddenly realize they aren't sure if they can get you back. Right now you've made it too easy. You keep answering, you keep showing up, you keep responding to their breadcrumbs, thinking maybe, just maybe, this time will be different. They're comfortable. They're relaxed because they know they still have access to you. But the second you stop, the second you shift the power dynamic, everything changes. Because now they feel it. Now they're the ones left checking their phone, wondering why you haven't responded. Now they're the ones feeling uncertain, unsettled, that creeping doubt that maybe, just maybe, they pushed too far. They will start chasing, not because they love you, not because they suddenly realized your worth, but because they need to feel in control again. And this is where most people fail. Because the moment they start chasing you, let them back in. You see that first message, that weak hey, that sudden how have you been, and you jump. You think, this is it. They finally see what they lost, but they don't. They're not chasing you because they regret losing you. They're chasing you because they miss the power they had over you. They want to know if they can still pull your strings, if they can still walk in and out of your life whenever they please, if they still own a piece of you. And the moment you respond, you give that power back. But not this time. This time you let them feel it. This time you don't rush to reply. This time you don't fall for the same game, because this time you're in control. Let me be clear, this won't be easy. You're going to want to respond. You're going to want to prove something. You're going to feel that urge to show them that you don't care anymore. But true power isn't proving anything. It's in not needing to prove it at all, because the strongest move you can ever make is the one they never expected. So what do you do instead? You stay silent. You keep moving. You keep living as if they never existed. And when they come running back, desperate for the comfort they once had, you let them feel what you once felt. Uncertainty, doubt, regret. Because the moment they realize they lost you for good, that's when the real panic begins. And by then, you won't even care. Now say it with me. I am no longer in their control. Write it in the comments. Show them, show yourself, show the world that you are done being predictable, done being an option, done being the one who waits. Number 5, make them feel replaceable. They thought they were special until you showed them they were just another face in the crowd. Let that sink in, my friends, because right now, someone out there still believes they had a grip on you. They think you're sitting in the same place they left you, waiting, hoping, breaking. They convince themselves that you'd never move on, that no one else could ever take their place. That's the lie they tell themselves to feel powerful. But what happens when you prove them wrong? When they see you thriving, when they see you smiling, glowing, evolving without them, that's when the regret creeps in. That's when the tables turn, because they expected you to be stuck. They expected you to struggle. They expected you to sit in the wreckage, replaying the past, waiting for them to come back. But instead you became the one thing they never thought you'd be: untouchable. Imagine a musician who only plays one instrument. They pour everything into it, believing it's the only one that makes music. But one day, that instrument is gone, and suddenly they realize there's an entire orchestra out there. Violins, pianos, drums, sounds they never even considered. And in that moment, they understand they were never the music. You were. That's exactly what happens when they realize you were never dependent on them. When they see that their absence didn't break you, it freed you. And here's where the fear creeps in. Right now you're thinking, but what if I really can't replace them? What if no one else makes me feel the way they did? That's the lie your mind feeds you to keep you stuck, because you were never afraid of losing them. You were afraid of losing the idea of them, the version of them that existed only in your mind, the version you wish was real. But let's be honest, if they were really that special, you wouldn't be here right now trying to figure out how to make them regret losing you. Because real love, real connection, it doesn't require games. It doesn't leave you questioning your worth. It doesn't make you feel like you have to earn someone's attention. And that's why it's time to wake up, because nothing makes a person realize they messed up more than seeing the one they thought was theirs in the arms of someone else. Nothing breaks the ego more than realizing they were just a stepping stone in your journey. Nothing hits harder than watching someone they took for granted become unreachable. But here's where most people mess up. They think proving you've moved on means posting pictures with someone new, trying to make them jealous, forcing them to see what they lost. But really, power, real power, is moving so far forward that you forget you were ever trying to prove anything in the first place. Because when you truly replace them, not just with another person, but with a better life, that's when they start questioning everything. Think about it. Imagine a kid who throws away a toy thinking it's worthless. They don't care at first. They assume they'll always have something better. But one day, they see another child playing with that same toy, laughing, enjoying it, appreciating it, and suddenly, they want it back. Suddenly, they realize what they threw away. That's exactly how regret works, because at first they're too busy feeling free, too distracted to care, too caught up in their own ego to realize what they lost. But then time starts working against them. They start comparing. They start searching. They start realizing that what they had with you wasn't ordinary. And when they finally see you shining, growing, becoming someone they can't touch anymore, that's when it hurts. By the time they understand what they lost, you won't even be looking back. So now, my friends, it's time to make a choice. You can keep sitting in the past, keep waiting for them to see your worth, keep hoping they'll wake up. Or you can show them that they were never the destination, they were just a stop along the way. Say it with me, I am irreplaceable. Write it in the comments. Show them, show yourself, show the world that you are done waiting for someone to realize your worth. Number 6, the power of unpredictability. A person they can't read is a person they can't control. Let that sink in, my friends, because right now they think they've got you figured out. They think they know exactly how you'll react. They expect the late-night text, the emotional post, the slip-up where you check their profile. They expect you to show them one way or another that you're still affected, that they still matter to you. But what happens when you don't? What happens when you break the script, when you stop playing the role they assigned you, when you vanish, not as a ghost, but as a mystery? That's when the panic sets in. That's when they start overthinking. That's when they start wondering, wait, why aren't they reacting? Are they really over me? Did I not matter at all? And that thought, that unanswered question, it'll stick in their mind like a song they can't get out of their head. Because people don't fear losing what they understand. They fear losing what they can't predict. Imagine this. You're watching a movie, and right before the big reveal, the screen goes black. No explanation, no closure, just gone. Your mind doesn't let it go. You replay the scenes. You try to make sense of it. You need to know how it ends. That's exactly what happens when you become unpredictable. See, they expected a certain version of you, the one who chases, who explains, who seeks closure, who makes it obvious that they were important. But when you don't give them that, when you become unreadable, when you stop reacting the way they want you to, that's when they start losing their grip. Because control isn't about forcing someone to stay. It's about knowing you could get them back at any moment. And right now, they still believe they could. They think if they sent a message, you'd answer. If they posted something, you'd see it. If they reached out just the right way, you'd come running. But what happens when you don't? What happens when you leave them on read, not just in messages, but in life? What happens when they post something meant to get your attention and you don't buy it? What happens when they try to check if you're watching and you're not? They start spiraling because suddenly they are the ones waiting, they are the ones refreshing, they are the ones analyzing every little detail, trying to figure out what's going on in your head. And the more they think about you, the more they realize they don't know you anymore. And that drives people insane. Because let's be real, certainty is comfortable. When people know exactly where they stand with you, when they can predict your next move, they don't fear losing you. They assume they still have you. But when you take that certainty away, when you become a blank page, a closed book, an unsolved mystery, that's when you become unforgettable. Right now you might be thinking, but if I stop reacting, won't they just move on? Won't they forget about me? No, because the mind doesn't let go of what it doesn't understand. The things that haunt us the most, the relationships that leave us questioning, the ones that didn't end the way we expected, those are the ones we can't stop thinking about. And that's exactly why you don't explain yourself. You don't give them closure. You don't react. You don't show them anything. You let them sit in the confusion. You let them wonder. You let them feel the weight of their own choices. Here's where most people mess up. They think being unpredictable means playing games. They think it means making someone jealous, or pretending to be happy, or faking a glow-up just to get a reaction. But real unpredictability, real power, comes from genuinely not caring anymore, from actually moving on, from coming so at peace with yourself that their presence or absence doesn't shake you anymore. Because when you're truly unpredictable, it's not an act, it's freedom. And by the time they finally work up the courage to reach out, by the time they start craving the clarity they thought they'd always have, you'll be so far ahead, they won't even recognize the person you've become. So now, my friends, it's time to make a choice. You can keep being predictable, keep reacting, keep proving, or you can become the mystery they'll never solve. Say it with me. I am unpredictable. I am unforgettable. Write it in the comments. Show them, show yourself, show the world that you are done being an open book for people who never deserve to read your pages. Number 7, give them no closure. Let it haunt them. They didn't give you closure, so why should you hand it to them? Let that settle in, my friends. Right now, you feel this urge to explain, to tell them why you walked away, to make sure they understand how much they hurt you. You want to send that message. Write that long paragraph, get them to see your side of things. But let me ask you, when they walked away, when they ignored you, when they treated you like an afterthought, did they give you closure? No. They left you in confusion. They moved on like you never mattered. They made you question everything while they carried on without a care. And now that you're the one walking away, you feel guilty for not explaining yourself. You feel like you owe them something. My friends, that's the biggest lie you've been fed. Because here's the truth. Explanations don't create regret. Absence does. Imagine sitting in a packed movie theater watching a film that's been building up for 2 hours. You're invested, you're waiting for the big moment, the resolution, the closure, and then, boom, the screen cuts to black. No ending, no answers, just silence. That feeling, that frustration, that need to know what happened next, that's exactly what happens when you disappear without a word. People expect closure, they expect a conversation, they expect to have that last word, that final moment, that neat little ending where everything is explained and wrapped up. But when you give them nothing, when you walk away and leave them standing in silence, that's when it haunts them. That's when the regret starts to eat away at them. See, people don't panic when you explain yourself, because when you explain, they get relief. They get to understand your pain. They get to hear your reasons and tell themselves, oh, okay, that makes sense. They get comfort. But when you vanish, when they have no idea why you left, when they sit there replaying every moment, every conversation, trying to figure out where it all went wrong, that's when the chaos starts working against them. And here's where your fear kicks in. You're scared that if you don't explain, they'll assume you never cared. That if you don't give them a reason, they'll move on like you were nothing. That if you don't say something, they'll forget about you. But let me tell you something. If someone can forget about you just because you stopped explaining yourself, they were never yours to begin with. And that should tell you everything you need to know. Real impact isn't made through words. It's made through disappearance, through the empty space you leave behind, through the questions that haunt them when they realize they can no longer reach you. Think about it. When was the last time you truly missed something? Was it when you had it, when you could reach for it anytime you wanted? Or was it when it was gone, when you realized too late that it was never coming back? That's how the human mind works. We don't crave what's explained to us. We crave what we don't understand. And that's why you need to resist the urge to give them that final explanation. Right now, you want to make them see your worth. But the truth is, people don't see your worth when you tell them. They see it when they feel the loss of you. When they reach out, find nothing. When they go looking for answers and realize there are none. So let them wonder. Let them sit in their own thoughts. Let them lie awake at night, replaying every moment, every word, every little detail, trying to figure out where it all went wrong. Because that's the real lesson. That's what haunts people. And here's the best part. By the time they finally understand what they lost, by the time they come crawling back desperate for that explanation, you won't even care anymore. So now, my friends, it's time to make a choice. You can keep explaining. You can keep trying to make them understand. You can keep giving them the comfort of knowing why you left. Or you can walk away in silence and let the absence speak louder than any words ever could. Say it with me. I owe no one an explanation. Write it in the comments. Show them, show yourself, show the world that you are done handing out closure to people who never gave it to you. Number 8, let time work against them. The longer they go without you, the more they feel it. Let that sink in, my friends. Right now you think they don't care. You think they've moved on, that they're out there laughing, living unbothered by your absence. And you're sitting there wondering, did I even matter? Do they even miss me? But let me tell you something. Time is your greatest weapon. At first they won't feel it. No one ever does. In the beginning, they're distracted. They tell themselves they made the right choice. They convince themselves they'll be fine without you. But time doesn't let them off that easy. Imagine this. You get a brand new pair of shoes. They look great. They feel good enough. And for a while, you don't even think about the old pair you used to wear every day. But then one day, those new shoes start pinching. They don't fit quite right. They're uncomfortable, and suddenly you remember how perfectly those old ones used to fit, how they never let you down, how you took them for granted. But by the time you realize it, they're gone. That's exactly how regret works. Right now, they think they have all the time in the world. They think they can replace you, that they can go out and find someone else to fill the space you left behind. But slowly, oh so slowly, they start to notice something. No one else treats them like you did. No one listens the way you listened. No one understands them the way you understood them. And that's when it hits. That's when the silence becomes loud. That's when the emptiness starts creeping in. At first, they'll act unbothered. They'll pretend they're fine. They might even post pictures, go out, make it seem like they're happier than ever. But that's all it is, a performance, a distraction, because deep down, they're waiting for you to react. They're waiting for you to check in. They're waiting for some kind of sign that you're still there, still watching, still waiting. But when you give them nothing, when the days turn into weeks, the weeks into months, and they realize you're not coming back, that's when the regret starts sinking in like quicksand. And here's where most people mess up. They break too soon. They sit there counting the days, checking their phone, waiting for the regret to kick in, waiting for that message that never comes. And because they're still waiting, they're not really gone. They're still emotionally tied to the person they walked away from. But you're different. You don't wait. You don't count the days. You don't sit there wondering when they'll wake up and realize what they lost. Because the moment you do, you're still letting them control you. You have to let go completely. You have to trust that time always does its job. One day, they'll hear a song that reminds them of you. And for the first time, instead of feeling nothing, they'll feel everything. One day, they'll be out with friends, but their mind will drift and suddenly they'll wonder where you are, what you're doing, and if they still have a chance. One day they'll reach for their phone, about to type your name into that search bar, about to send that message they never thought they'd send. And by the time they do, you won't even care anymore. Because while they were out there pretending to be fine, you were moving forward, you were growing, you were becoming someone they no longer have access to. And that is the real punishment, not blocking them, not begging for them to see your worth, but making sure that by the time they realize what they lost, you're already gone. So now, my friends, it's time to make a choice. You can sit there waiting, hoping, checking your phone every 5 minutes to see if they've finally woken up. Or you can let time work against them instead of against you. Say it with me. I trust time to do the work. Write it in the comments. Show them, show yourself, show the world that you are done waiting for people who never deserved you in the first place. So, my friends, this is where you take your power back. No more chasing, no more explaining, no more waiting. You let time do its job and you keep moving forward, because by the time they realize what they lost, you'll be too far ahead to care. Now say it with me. I'm moving forward, no looking back. Write it in the comments. Show them, show yourself, show the world. And if this hit home, make sure to like, subscribe Stoicism Pathways channel, and share. I will see you in the next video.